Welcome to this introduction video to PocketSME. In this video we'll have a look at some of the basic concepts of how the system works, how to navigate the system, and how to use the system information and tracking to track what your clients are doing and use that to improve the amount of business that you're getting from your clients. So we start by navigating to the PocketSME.com website. You can click the login button. We assume that you have registered and confirmed your email. Once you have confirmed your email, you can complete your username and password and then click the login button, which will take you into the system. To log out, you can go to settings and log out. So we'll log in again, and please note that the system only allows you one login session at a time. So if you try to log in from another browser or a mobile device, it'll allow you to log in, but it will log you out in the other sessions as soon as you try and do something. So let's have a look at navigating the system. So when you have logged in, you'll always arrive at the dashboard. The dashboard has some shortcuts to create new contacts, estimates, quotes, invoices, emails, or text messages if they have been configured. And then you can search on your contacts. Maybe you can click on a contact to edit or view it. And if at any stage you want to go back to the dashboard, you can, for example, click on the PocketSME logo. That'll take you back to the start. So let's have a look at the menu options that you see at the top here. It is context sensitive. If I click on settings, all my business settings like business name and email address and address, my actual logo that I can change by updating another logo, bank details, and a lot of other settings that we'll look at in more details in the rest of our help videos. So let's move to the dashboard again. Move to the right. At the top here, you'll see there's a search box here, and it searches in my contacts. I can, for example, click Tom, and I've got one Tom Jones that we have found here. If I just click enter, it will list all the contacts that I have. I don't have a lot of contacts. It's also good for doing partial searches. So if I just remember the last part or a middle part of a name or a surname, I can click it. I can click and search for UL, for example. We'll find UL and Juliet, and it searches on first name, last name, cell, email, and a couple of other fields. That's standard fields that it searches on. Next to the search function, we'll find the help function. It's a question mark, and you can click on any of these sections to see how it works, what advice we have. Some of them have videos in it. Some of them have got quick links, so you can go and update the particular setting or function or feature. And then you'll see there's a notifications area here. If it turns red, it means there's a new notification. I've got two notifications in this area. A quote was viewed and a quote was accepted. So let's have a look at how the notifications area works. We, for example, will create a new quote, and it's the same process to create an estimate or an invoice. So I click on quotes. I also have a list of all my quotes in this search. So if I wanted to see who accepted quotes today, I will see that Tom Jones accepted quotes today, or if I want to look at all accepted quotes, or if I want to, for example, look at all quotes. How do I know what the colors mean? Well, there's a legend button at the right top. If I click it, it will show you what the different colors mean. So unsent is blue. If it's been sent but the contact hasn't opened it, it will be red, and etc, etc. Let's have a look how that works in practice. So I'm going to create a new quote, and this is going to be a free-form quote to illustrate colors. I'm going to add a row. I go and select, for example, in my catalog, 2 sets of shoes. I'm going to select a pair of women's shoes, and if I try and save it, it will say, well, the quote needs to be assigned to someone. So let's select one of our contacts called Tom Jones, and I'm going to save it, and you'll see at the right bottom it gives you indicators of what's happening in the system. So now let's click on the send button, and a couple of things are gonna be happening here. I can click, for example, on the now drop down, and it gives me other options like send it in 5 minutes, an hour, a week, etc, etc. For the moment, we're just going to send it right now. I've got a templated email. It replaces the quote templates. The quote title here, between the dollar signs, Tom Jones will be replaced in there, and your business name will be replaced in there. And a quote link will also be SMS'd or text to your client. So let's click the send button, and then let's have a look at our emails. I've opened and what you are hearing there is the phone, but let's just start with the normal email client and see what happens when we refresh it. You'll see Gary at PocketSME send me a quote. If I open the message, it will show me the email here. So now let's just go back to the application, and what we'll see if we click on the notifications is our previous notifications. Let's just wait a moment and see that it updates. At the same time, we can have a look at what we find on our phone. So if I click on the screen here, so I'm doing a screencast from my smartphone. Let's just have a look at the messages that's come in, and we'll see here's the actual quote link that I just generated. If I click on it, you will find your quote. I'm scrolling down and I'm going to accept the quote. And when we get back to our notifications, you'll see one of the notifications is that I actually viewed the email. So we're just going to give it another couple of seconds to refresh, and we will just for the moment continue looking at what we're seeing in quotes. You will see I've viewed the quote once here and it was accepted. So the Tom Jones quote to illustrate the colors. And then the notifications have updated again, and you will see I viewed the quote and it was accepted again by Tom Jones. If I go back to my email, the exact same thing is valid here. If I click on the email link, it'll load the invoice. I can scroll down, and for example, if I wanted to decline the quote, I could click decline. If I go back to the PocketSME dashboard and I look at the quotes, I'll see the color change to gray. What does that mean? It means the client was confused. He accepted and declined the quote. So maybe we need to follow up with him to see what's happening. And then you'll see my notifications updated again, and I can see the quote was viewed and declined. And this wraps up our introduction to PocketSME video.